those rocks. They're shaped like trees. What are they really?
Hey, could we talk?
to get there.
Something on your mind? I heard about the miner's problems, and that you've been trying to solve them by sending him to the contemplation room. Word travels fast. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say that self-therapy is great, but professional therapy is better. So, if you'd like me to step in, I'm here for you. And him. Which means you anyway. I can take over the process from now on. Great. Let's do it. And thanks for that. Just beware. The miner's a tough customer. Don't worry. So am I. You again. I could use a pick-me-up.
tire tracks. It must be the tour vehicle. At least I know which way they went. I do this now?
Where my stuff landed here? Those rocks look like they collapsed recently. There's definitely something on the other side, but I can't drill through here. Okay, this looks promising. The light. Almost there. Is that a shelter? There you are. You okay? Huh? Seriously? That what you want to talk about? I thought I'd never see you again.
You got some guts to follow us all the way down here. Don't you get it? The party's over. I got the impression you wanted me to find you. Oh yeah? And what gave you that impression? The light? Why else would you bother with it? It's not for the rescue ship, is it? I wouldn't have made it through the sandstorm without it. Yeah, well... I was pissed at you, but... leaving you out there to your death... I'm not that guy. You're going to die if you stay out here any longer. Anything's better than serving as lab-grown meat for Maxwell's experiments. You're right. It was a mistake to trust him. I learned some disturbing things about his project. To be honest, the man is starting to scare me too. Oh yeah? Tell that to Tabula Rasa. Your mistakes actually have consequences for others. Admitting to them won't take that back. So, you really want to stay out here? How do you intend to survive the sun? In the tour vehicle? Are you kidding me? That thing is good protection against radiation, but it won't withstand the sunrise. Only a proper shelter will. And this place provides the perfect terrain for one. So that's what you're building. Yeah. And it's no picnic, so why don't you get back to your base and just let me get on with it? That's a really stupid idea. You'll never make it on time, not without the infrastructure, supplies. Well, that's not your problem, is it? Don't you have better things to do than hang around here and waste my time? 'Cause you're right about one thing. Supplies are short, so let me just get on with securing them. Can I get you anything? I don't want any help from you. Just go, okay? You're making things worse. Nice. I don't know that movie.
Want me to make myself useful here?
Hello?
Jan? What a relief. We thought we'd lost you.
Yeah, so did I. The base got caught in a huge sandstorm. And I lost part of my crew.
What? Your altars? How could you let that happen?
Simple. I let you sweet-talk me into all that biological vessel business. Unfortunately, they had a problem with it. So, they decided to go their own way.
You mean they ran away? And they're exposed to radiation?
They took the exploration vehicle. And some supplies.
Tell me not all of them left?
No. Why?
The ship is close, Jan. You have to be ready for the arrival of the rescue team.
Ready? How?
they can't find out about your altars.
What? But didn't you say that you would handle everything? And that nobody will care as long as I bring back Rapidium?
They might not care how you got the Rapidium, but confronted with your altars, they will have to react. The board will not tolerate anything that could cast even the slightest shadow on the legitimacy of this operation. And the rescue team is on their leash. Do I have to spell it out to you? They will have your altars killed.
What? Killed? What kind of a rescue team are they?
They're a special ops unit. Military men.
You could have told me earlier.
Please, Jan. You always knew their primary mission was to escort the most precious cargo mankind has ever seen. Did you really expect them to arrive unarmed?
So you lied to me. That you'd prepare them.
I told you I'd test the waters, and that's what I did. But there is a lot of pressure on your success, Jan. A lot of anxiety amongst the top management. They can sense the vultures hovering around them, waiting for any sign of a slip-up. And they won't let them smell blood. They won't expose themselves.
So what exactly is your plan?
The rescue team will arrive shortly before sunrise. You have time until then to come up with a way to smuggle your altars on board. In the meantime, you need to keep collecting Rapidium.
Yeah, sure. Once we take off, what happens then?
You will all go into cryosleep, and as the ship approaches Earth, Lucas will take remote control over it and modify the coordinates. The ship will land in a secluded location I've been preparing.
And what about the crew?
They'll be in cryosleep during the landing. And by the time they wake up, we will be far away. I have a lab ready, and a guarantee of immunity from people who understand. I'm moving operations to a more science-friendly region, somewhere Ally Corp won't get to us. And, most importantly, where nobody will ever find your altars.
You're putting them in a lab?
I won't sugarcoat it. We've come too far together for that. If you wanted to hate me, I probably gave you enough reasons by now. Truth is, when I first heard about you, your situation, I'd be lying if I said it all came together immediately. On the contrary, I didn't hope for much. An accidental castaway with no qualifications, all alone, burdened with such a responsible task. But when Lucas told me you did it, you created your altar and managed to convince him to cooperate with you, I couldn't help but fantasize about where this could go. Can you see? I've been waiting for something like this ever since they shut down Project Ela.
Yeah, about that. I heard some disturbing things about your experiments. Is it true your patients... well, that they lost their minds?
Of course. That was the whole point. They were losing their old dysfunctional identity to gain a new, sound one. Whoever told you this must have heard some scraps of information and didn't have a full understanding of what we were doing. Yes, they were unorthodox things, but it was always about making people better. Project Ela was my whole life, Jan. Why would I devote myself to something harmful?
You never stopped dreaming about reviving it.
You wouldn't be so surprised if you knew what we could achieve.
Lucas told me you wanted to help war veterans, patients with PTSD.
Yes, that was the initial scope. But we could have done so much more. Take, for example, the possibilities of re-socializing criminals by altering the experiences that led to their corruption. But why not go even further? Why should we limit ourselves to thinking only about altering the past? Why not be able to influence the future?
What? How?
The Tree of Life. You've seen yours, but it's just a projection, a rudimentary interface. Think about it. What if it was no interface, but an integrated part of the human mind, allowing us to live our lives exactly the way we should?
The way we should? Right. You mean, make the right decisions?
Exactly. The human cognitive system enhanced in a way evolution failed to do in millions of years.
I tried to do something like that. Using your upgrade, I tried to alter myself into someone who always makes the right decisions.
And? What happened?
I realized it's more complicated than that. That what I thought were bad choices can objectively be good ones.
Exactly. This is where the real breakthrough should happen. We have to be able to define a choice as good or bad by an objective, quantum-calculated analysis of its outcome in an instant.
Wow. That sounds completely unrealistic.
I prefer the term difficult, but Rapidium can help make it so much easier. Imagine a world where nobody ever takes the wrong turn. Children are never harmed. There are no court misrulings because there is no crime. Greedy and corrupt individuals never come to power, and because of that, wars never break out. Can you see now why your success meant so much to me? Do you not understand that giving Rapidium away for any other purpose would mean robbing humanity of its biggest evolutionary leap since we crawled out of the primordial soup? Do you still think there is a better purpose for your altars than to contribute to all that?
I'm not their owner. They're people in their own rights. I can't decide their fate for them.
That's very noble. But in a way, you've already done that when you created them. Look, all I'm asking is several weeks in a lab where I can run some tests on them, collect data, and prepare for the bigger leap.
And then what? You let them walk free?
You know I can't do that. It would be too risky for both of us and for them. But I could guarantee them a comfortable life. They would be hidden from the eyes of the world.
Imprisoned.
The only alternative for them is to be disposed of by the corporation, like waste. I think you need to take a breath. There's a lot to think about. How to smuggle your altars aboard that ship, for one. But first, you have to guide their navigator to your exact position. They'll need you to mark the spot with a beacon. Start with that, and then I trust you'll figure out what to do next.
Yeah. Sure. By the way, I wasn't an accidental survivor.
What do you mean?
The quantum computer chose me. Seems I was the one who had the biggest chance of making it.
Well, doesn't that just prove my point? We are capable of so much more than we think, Jan. All we need to do is open the door and let that potential in. You'll hear from me again before the ship lands. Good luck, Jan.
I do this now? I'm done here. Should I do this now?
Jeez, I packed a lot of stuff.
Summon the rescue team. But they can't find out about my altars. What the hell should I do? I wish the technician were here. He'd probably have something to say. Maybe he'd just say I shouldn't hide them at all. Face the truth with my head held high. Why should we hide like some criminals? They should be licking our boots. It's a simple task. Think. You're supposed to be the one who can do it. I bet the scientist has an opinion on that. Quantum computer chose you to focus on mission objectives, not play games with the corporation. Hey, wait a minute. Mission objectives. We're supposed to bring back Rapidium. Huh. That might actually be it. That's what the rescue team will care about most. If there's anything they're not taking off without, it's their precious cargo. Yeah. That's it. I'll have to find a way to use Rapidium to smuggle the altars back to Earth. The details are gonna need refining, but I'm sure the scientists can help me with that. For now, brainstorm over. Let's light up this beacon. Supposed to happen. Please. anything be normal on this goddamn planet?
Hey, I found this. I brought it on this mission, but thought that maybe it could mean something to you too. Marie? Marie Skrzydkowska? Where the hell did you find that old thing? Oh, I use it as an anti-stress ball, so, it's always lying around. Anti-stress ball? This duck was the first audience for so many papers I wrote. Time for Marie to get back to her proper job. I found our rebellious party. They're alive. Looks like they have no bad intentions, just want to be left alone. What for? To die in that exploration vehicle? They're building a shelter. Oh, please, spare me the details. They should be putting those skills to use here, helping us, not making a sophisticated grave for themselves. Quitters. I thought you'd like to know that I ran into a completely new kind of anomaly. First thing that came to my mind was that it's some sort of a prism distortion. Really? What gave you that thought? Well, it behaved as if the reality around me suddenly split up into many different fragments. Wise of you to bring it to me. Any observations on interaction? Well, it didn't seem to do anything specific to me physically. No radiation. But it sure was messing with my brain. Felt as if I was in several different places at once. In a way, you might have been. Huh? You mean? Remember how I told you that anomalies are places where our world intersects with the interworld? Well, what you're describing suggests a distortion in which it comes into contact with not one, but many proximity planes. Entering it is likely to evoke a sensation of being in several parallel realities at the same time. Calling it a prism is accurate, because it refracts your consciousness into many simultaneous states. Shit. As if I didn't have enough reasons to lose my sanity around here. Oh, good point. You'd best not spend too much time inside them. Plus, well, I suppose it must make exploration very inconvenient. Can I destroy them like the others? It should be possible. You just need to locate all of its cores and take them down one by one. All right. Thanks for the tip. So, I have some bad news and some even worse news. Does that mean you finally talked to someone on Earth about us? Well, sort of, yes. It looks like they want me to keep you a secret from the rescue team. Smuggle you on board. Oh. And for what reason, if I may ask? Maxwell thinks they might kill you. You're just too much of a liability to the corporation. I'm sorry. But, I'm not sure we need to worry about that just yet, because that was the less bad news. The worst news is the rescue ship might end up not picking us up at all. What? I set up the beacon, but just as the light was going up in the air, suddenly something jammed it. As if there was, I don't know, an invisible barrier up in the sky.
Are you sure you activated the beacon correctly?
Want to go out there and try it yourself?
No need to get worked up, Jan. An invisible barrier in the sky is just as unexpected for me as it is for you.
Well, we need to do something about it. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been in vain, and we'll end up fried down here. It's not just about the beacon. If light can't get out, then a ship won't get in either.
Yes. Right. Let's stay cool. Give me a moment to study this thing.
I was hoping you'd say that.
I suppose in that case, the conversation about smuggling us on board should be postponed. I suggest we don't mention it to anyone just yet, so as not to cause unwanted agitation.
Right. One problem at a time, huh?
Yes. Let me research whatever this barrier is. First, you could use the time to look around the area, secure resources. We'll probably need them if we're to overcome yet another obstacle.
What do you think is going to happen to us down there?
I don't know. Let's just hope Maxwell really is a decent guy.
I found the Tur vehicle. Oh, so you went looking for it? Yeah. I wanted to confront my rebellious alters. Obviously, and did you succeed? I don't know. I talked to the technician, and I think they might need our help with supplies. What's your take on this? Should we help them? My take, of course. Never do what you think you should do. Think about what you need to do, what your guts tell you to do. That's what matters more than any sense of obligation, trust me. What's on your mind? My role as a therapist in here. What about it? I know we talked about it before, but back then I got the impression I would be dealing with current problems, conflicts within the team, anxiety issues, stress management. But instead, I keep listening to stories from the past. Childhood, school, teachers, lost matches, failed exams, home, dad, mom, my dad, my mom. How can I be detached, Jan? I didn't become a therapist to listen to my own problems. I went through my own therapy, processed things, gained closure, and this is just ruining things for me. I only started working here, but I already feel burned out. If it bothers you so much, maybe you didn't gain closure. Maybe you just need to look at everything again from a different angle. Use it as an opportunity to process things again. I don't think you got the idea of closure, Jan. This is a simple burnout situation. Okay then, maybe unwind somehow. I could. If I had my specialty. What's your specialty? It's not a specialty. It's a special tea. Oh. What's in it? It doesn't matter. I don't have it. Giving up so easily? What did it do exactly? Was it one of those relaxing infusions? No. It was a mind-expanding plant. I got the seed from a friend, and it grew well in my apartment. Oh, Jan. Of all my friends and lovers, my special tea was the only one that never let me down. If only you could try it. I could use some unwinding right now. Hey. You know what? I just remembered something from the pre-mission training. What's that? The greenhouse. It should be supplied with all kinds of seeds of medical plants. You don't mean, Jan, this could be a totally undiscovered potential of this mission. Recreating a special tea from a non-existent reality. Sounds like a totally legit scientific experiment. The scientists, Jan, would be proud of us. Just think, what would the world look like if you saw it with a very, very open mind? And if we did that, you think your burnout will be cured? The cure for burnout consists of 2 ingredients, Jan. Special tea and a special chemical mixture. What? Chemicals. Just trust me. Take this recipe, grow the plant, prepare the mixture, and come back to me. I guarantee you won't regret it. Lucas. Good to hear you.
Jan, you're going home. Isn't that exciting? How are the preparations going?
How should I put it? Your enthusiasm may be a little premature.
Oh? What's the problem this time?
Same old, same old. More obstacles. A barrier in the sky this time. I'm gonna have to destroy it if I want the rescue ship to land.
Damn. You're so close.
Yeah, but see, I've been thinking. Do I want it to land?
What? What's that supposed to mean? Of course you do.
Here's the thing. While my alters are worried they might not get back to Earth, I'm worried about what's gonna happen to them after they get back. Because I've learned some troubling things about Maxwell, Lucas. Are you aware that he wants to hijack the Rapidium for himself?
Maxwell has other allies now, a much more open-minded organization than Ally Corp. It's run by people who actually care about progress.
Or maybe people who don't care about the law.
What? What do you mean?
Lena. She recorded a message for me and she said she dug out some dirt about his patients losing their minds. Being unethically exploited.
Exploited?
If you could look me in the eye right now, would you swear that not a single person was mistreated in those experiments? Would you swear on your life, Lucas?
Well, there were some rumors at one point that a patient, that he was, well, a little unstable and he might have, but at his family's request, we buried his data. That's what Maxwell said.
So, it's true. Patient 313 really did exist.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Look, we were working with mentally disturbed people. Accidents happen, but Maxwell was just trying to help them.
Lucas, this is about my alters' lives.
It's a little late for doubts now, Jan. You have no choice but to trust Maxwell. If the corporation finds out about your alters, they'll get rid of them. There's no other option.
What if there was another option? You're a QC navigator, Lucas. Maxwell wants you to take control of the ship once it takes off. What if, assuming for a moment that I managed to get that rescue ship to land safely, what if I just asked you to dispatch us somewhere else? Somewhere they wouldn't find us.
What are you talking about, Jan? Hijacking a ship full of Rapidium? Are you crazy?
It's what you do anyway, isn't it? The question is, will you do it for Maxwell, or will you think for yourself?
I don't know, Jan. It's all very confusing. My first reaction is to say no. But I'm thinking of how much you've achieved by collecting all that Rapidium and all those conversations we had. You've grown to be some kind of, well, inspiration to me.
A friend.
Yeah, I don't use that word often, but yeah, I need to think this over, okay? I'm not sure about what part I want to play in all this. I guess I'm not used to playing a significant part in anything.
Maxwell deserves a lesson in humility. He's taken you for granted for too long. You can show him how wrong he's been.
I'll think it over. I'll 7 out for now.
Still in need of supplies? What? Well, I thought sharing is caring, you know? Oh, man, you just don't give up, do you? Well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Yeah. I gotta say, I might be able to swallow my pride just this once. It's gotten really tight. You're not a minute too early. Look, I've been thinking about everything you said about Maxwell, and you have every right to be afraid of going back. But staying here is suicide. And if you came back, well, maybe we'd have a chance to think of something to keep you safe. Think of what? Sacrificing someone again? Like you did with Tabula Rasa? No, Jan. There's one thing Pops taught me, and that's that people don't change so easily. Oh. Heavy blow. It's just a fact of life. Listen, man. We're not going back. Nothing can change that decision. We're staying here. We just need to finish building the shelter. Only a few more things, and maybe we'll even be able to call it home. So it's decided. You're staying. Like I said, no going back. Yeah? But if you're serious about this caring shit, I admit there's one more thing you could do to help. Shoot. See those pylons over there? Took quite an effort to put them up. I got a list of resources that could really speed up preparations. If you happen to have any of these to spare, maybe you could just connect your infrastructure to these pylons and, well, send the goods over. You make things a lot easier. That big yellow son of a bitch is really making us sweat. Just saying. I've connected our pylons. You have access to my infrastructure now. Oh. Does that mean you're giving us some of your resources? Mikasa es su casa, buddy. Help yourself to whatever you need. Huh. That's really generous of you. Thanks. I have to say, I didn't think you'd be up for it. After everything I said. You had every right to say what you said. I would have been as angry as you. That's why I wanted to make it up to you so badly. Are we good now? Yeah. We're good. Goodbye, Jan. sure you want to stay here? What's there to go back to? Maxwell's lab? Besides, with those resources from you, that safe house is starting to look pretty neat. No. We're staying. It's goodbye. Goodbye then. Have a safe one, and don't spend all your rupidium in duty-free. Brother. Thanks. Brother.
Come and find me when you have them.
Another movie. This one was actually on my pile of shame.
How does it work?
You explain the subject you're working on to the duck. I know it sounds silly, but it really helps.
Did you manage to find out more about the barrier?
I'm afraid I don't have good news. For a moment, I was hoping we could redirect the ship to another area, but it seems that won't be possible. What we've called the barrier is, in fact, a strong force-filled layer of interlapping distortions, a sort of prism entanglement.
So it's yet another anomaly. Okay, we have ways to deal with them, right? Do you know where it stems from?
You see, that's the problem. It seems to be everywhere, covering the entire surface like a dome or a layer of the atmosphere.
Wait, what? No, but are you trying to tell me it was here when I landed?
It must have been here the whole time, looming above us, invisible to the human eye. Fascinating. So was it the cause of your ship's malfunction? Could have been, yes.
Damn, that's incredible. It almost sounds like the planet wanted all this to happen. Me landing here, all on my own. Oh, it makes my head spin.
Planets are inanimate objects, Jan. They don't want things. You may have been saved by the QC prediction system, but thinking of all this as some kind of intricate plan would be arrogant even for my standards. I believe the nature of this gigantic prism distortion needs to be studied more.
But how? We can't fly.
Right. But we've made fragmentary observations on the surface, and I think we can still learn more. I've located 3 areas with particularly strong interference characteristics that match the electromagnetic fluctuations typical for this kind of distortion. They should be marked on your map. I want you to take a closer look at them and bring me more data.
Is there... What good? I'm really curious how my life will be once. So, good.
something unusual here. Like a giant horizontal branch reaching somewhere. Good. Let me analyze the data properly.
I don't have enough resources to continue. Should I address this instead?
Amazing. I've got a sort of trunk-like structure growing upward.
Upward, you say? Yes. I think I know how we could use that information.
Wow. This location looks like some kind of root system. I'm getting some quite extraordinary readings from there. I think I'm starting to see something here.
I know what you mean. They seem connected. Come back to the base and we'll talk more. Jan, there's an issue we need to discuss. Let's meet.
So, what do you make of the data we collected?
Interesting. Very interesting. The three fragments of the integral apparently form a single structure.
Right. Yeah, it almost looked like it could be part of a gigantic tree of some sort.
A huge vertical framework on a proximity plane. It could be our way up.
A way up? How do you mean? For what?
Reaching the barrier and destroying it.
But I don't understand. It's not even there, physically.
And that is exactly the issue we will have to solve. What would you say if I told you we should look for a way to materialize that structure?
A way to materialize the integral? Knowing you, I'm pretty sure you already have one.
Of course I don't. It's not that simple, Jan. But I do have an initial plan. Based on all the data we've collected so far, I think I came up with a way to disintegrate this barrier. fragmentize the prism entanglement. But it can't be done from down here. You're going to have to reach for the sky, and that structure seems to be the best way to get there.
But is that even possible? To make it physically accessible?
What if I told you Professor Frankov believed it was possible?
Really? Tell me more.
You see, Frankov devised a theoretical experiment in which he proved that if an electromagnetic field was powerful enough, it could pull a proximity plane closer to us. The force field would have to be extremely strong and the object no larger than a grain of sand. But according to his calculations, it could physically materialize.
Well, we're gonna need more than a grain of sand.
Don't forget, we have something that Frankov didn't. Rubidium.
Oh. That's... bold.
Bold, dangerous, and necessary.
So you really think you can do it?
I know it sounds impossible, but if we pull this off, there's so much more to gain than just our survival.
A scientific breakthrough.
And we can play a leading role in it.
What do you want me to do?
The fragmenting device I told you about, I've drawn up a raw design for you to start building it. And I'll set to work on reconstructing Frankov's theory and finding a way to materialize that structure for us. It is possible. I simply know it. I'm done here. Should I do this now? I keep imagining myself in a proper flight.
Jan. How did it feel, huh? Helping out the guy.
I'm done here. Should I do this now? I'm done here. Want me to take care of this now? I'm done here. Should I do this now?
What the hell is this thing?
A custom-built rubidium-infused electromagnetic field generator. Normally, electromagnetic waves operate on a limited frequency spectrum. But with the extreme nature of rubidium particles, the possibilities become infinite. The frequency spectrum can be stretched so that our waves will be able to penetrate all potential landscapes and disturb their magnetic fields. In effect, pulling the proximity plane towards us, just like a magnet.
Really? It's that simple?
I prefer the word elegant, provided it works as expected. It would be much more reasonable to test this theory in a safer environment before putting it to such extreme use.
Well, we don't seem to have the luxury of testing anything in a safe environment. So I guess we'll just have to close our eyes and push the button.
Maybe your ignorance is a blessing in this case, because we don't have a choice. We are treading on thin ice here. Once activated, the module will start emitting an extremely powerful electromagnetic field affecting not only the outside world, but also inside the base. The effects are hard to predict, but it can be everything from instruments malfunctioning to the entire base being annihilated within minutes.
Sounds encouraging.
Once we turn this thing on and the internal structure materializes, you will need to act quickly. Climb it as fast as you can. Penetrate the prism entanglement, place the fragmenting device there, and press start. While you're up there, the rest of us will be fighting to keep the base in one piece. And if there's anything I can tell you for sure, it's that we will not be able to hold the fort for long.
So, I only get one shot.
Exactly. That's why it's vital that we have all hands on deck.
Good point. The team's not ready for this kind of challenge.
Then make sure it is, because we'll need to be flawlessly prepared. Battery packs, robust radiation protection, abundant repair kits on stock. There'll be no time to resupply, no way for you to come back to the base mid-mission. And no time for the rest of us to take care of anything other than protecting the base from falling apart.
And here I was, thinking you'd give me a pep talk.
Well, you're getting cold facts instead. Here's one crucial point. It will be wisest to start in the morning. We don't know how long it will take you to get up there, and the last thing you'd want to encounter is night radiation on top of that structure.
What if you can't hold it up for as long as I need, and the whole thing dematerializes while I'm up there?
Like I said, you'll need to be fast, and we'll need to be strong.
Right.
When you're ready to start, go to the foot of the structure and call me on the radio. On your signal, I'll activate this beast, and we'll see what kind of hell we've unleashed.
let's get this party started. It worked.
Jan, it's not looking good down here. The base is under extreme pressure. When we have a short circuit in the research lab. And I will need to
No, I'll go. You. Damn it, okay. You take care of it.
We have a surge of electrostatic discharges. Instruments are unstable. But your battery might actually profit from that anomaly.
I'm gonna make sure the base survives.
All right, I'm ready. Let's get this party started.
Jan, it's not looking good down here. The base is under extreme pressure. Looks like we have a short circuit in the research lab. And I will need to contain it.
I'll go. You. Damn it, okay. You take care of it. Reporting a dangerous malfunction in the quantum computer. What the hell is it? We need to fix it before it goes berserk.
We have a surge of electrostatic discharges. Instruments are unstable. But your battery might actually profit from that anomaly.
not down here. Someone do something about that cooling system.
Damn it! Prism anomaly. Slow me down. I need to press on.
Damn it, I'm in the womb. This place is falling apart.
Hang on. I'm on my way. Shit! The elevator's stuck. Jan, we're not gonna hold on for much longer. Get up here and destroy that son of a bitch.
Almost there. What? Come on. Not more anomalies.
I'm afraid all mechanical instruments are going berserk. Can someone get me out of here, please? The materializer, it's gonna give in. Launch the device, quick.
Yes! I made it. Here goes.
Get the hell out of there. It's going to disintegrate. You need to get down now.
No other way down. Holy shit! Ah! 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 Talk about a close shave. Okay. Let's see how things are going back at the crib.
Cheers.
Welcome back. Did quite well, don't you think?
Quite a show, man.
I'm done here. Should I do this now?
What a fucked up world we live in.
Okay, team, we made it. The rescue ship is gonna be able to land.
Hell yeah.
I have to say, all this time I was trying hard not to think about how much the odds were against us. But we beat them. We beat the odds. It's incredible.
It's perfectly fine to be emotional about it. But it's not over yet. There's two things we need to discuss. One, after talking to Maxwell, we decided that it's better for your safety if the crew doesn't know you exist. So, you need to be smuggled on board that ship.
That's ridiculous. What are we? You're embarrassing cargo now?
All right? And what about the other thing?
Okay, here comes problem number 2. I learned some disturbing things about Maxwell's experiments, and I'm not sure we can trust him to stick to his word and keep you safe from harm. Which means we might want to think of a way to take control of that ship ourselves. Guide it out of their reach, somewhere they can't find you. Once we land, we'd have to abandon the ship with the Rapidium on board. Ally Corp would find it eventually, but it will buy us time to get you to safety.
Interesting. You do know that the crew of that ship will probably be fully armed. Are you willing to confront a military unit?
I never said anything about fighting them. We need to be smart about this. How about we negotiate? I could talk to them, calmly, reasonably.
We could sneak up on them. Use the element of surprise. They don't know what to expect out here.
Remember, they have no idea about your existence. We could use that to our advantage.
Correct. And we can also predict that they will have to enter the base to salvage any mission-critical documentation. That's the procedure, and they will have to follow it.
Okay, so maybe we could hide outside, wait until they enter the base, and lock them in somehow.
And? What next?
What do you think? Get the fuck out of here.
Locking them inside the base and taking off without them would be a death sentence. But before they'd die, they'd have enough time to contact Earth and warn everybody. If we're really considering going to war with them, I'd say there's a much safer way to handle it.
Such as?
We could blow up the base with the rescue team inside. Explosives shouldn't be hard to prepare.
Now, hold on a minute. No. There has to be another way than killing. I agree. Let's brainstorm.
We could let them board the ship without knowing that you're not alone, of course. But just before takeoff, you could simply use some kind of incapacitating agent on them. Like a sleeping gas. Of course, you'd have to be prepared for it. Devise some kind of upgrade to your suit so that the sleeping agent doesn't have any effect on you.
Gas mask?
A gas mask. But the biggest problem with that solution is that you'd have to be smart about deploying it. Sneak up to a ventilation shaft when no one is looking. There's no guarantee you'll have an opportunity to do that.
It's too risky. What if you get caught? The sun is not going to wait for us. We need to be ready.
Okay, I get it. But we have to decide on something.
If you want my opinion, there's only one factor we need to consider while making this decision. The success of the mission.
We are not killing those people. Not for the sake of success or anything else.
Okay, you can decide all of that later. For now, we need to focus on the fundamentals. Let's say we dealt with the rescue team one way or another. What then?
We need to take control of that ship somehow.
Which will probably mean we'll have to craft an autopilot device, connect it to the onboard computer, and override the coordinates of our destination.
Let's just fucking get on with it then.
We still need to decide how to smuggle you on board.
I presume you already gave it some thought prior to this conversation?
Yeah, I did. And I figured we should sneak you in with our most precious cargo.
Rapidium. A Rapidium arc with a false bottom. That's what we should build.
You mean some kind of magic cabinet shit?
That's it. We need to create a fake Rapidium arc. A Trojan horse Rapidium arc.
Let's just not get carried away with the mythological references. It's the kind of bravado I'm allergic to.
Yeah, I like it. That's settled. Do we have everything? Almost. Except the last detail.
What do you mean?
We managed to get on board, hijack the ship, steer it wherever we want. What next, Jan? Have you really thought this through? You said you'd get us to safety, buy us time to escape and hide, but what about you? Our disappearance might even be beneficial to the corporation. It could be convenient for them if we're gone and buried. But you, they'll be determined to hunt you down. They'll need to have a scapegoat, someone they can blame for losing their ship. And contrary to us, you're an existing person. You can be traced. You can be put on trial. Are you sure you want to do this? Suffer the consequences if they catch you?
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine.
Let's hope you know what you're doing.
Well, we're not going to be able to brainstorm everything out, right? Some things are just out of our control.
That's scary, but I guess it's true.
Well. Look who's gained a new outlook on reality.
Let's just do what we do best. I'll activate the beacon, and then we get to work.
I second that. Enough talking.
Yes. No time to waste.
They'll make you come alive one day. They'll make you step inside to make you pay. So don't get stuck in pride, my love, when you'll be watching me from far above. As long as they come, hold your balls to break 'em. Only when the day come, you can sail away, my child, my dear, my child, my love, my love. Take you far take you places you've never been. So don't get lost in thought, my ear. Wrapped in finest cloth and finest silk. As long as they come, hold your bones to break 'em. Only when the day come, you can sail away, my child, my dear, my child, my love, my love.
You again.
Can't believe this done.
I'm done here. Should I do this now?
You again.
I'm done. Should I do this now?
All aboard the sarcophagus. I hope you have a smooth ride. Right. Shame we didn't get to talk more. I have a feeling we'd get along well, Jan. You get along well with everybody. Maybe that's because I'm okay with myself. But it's not like I was friends with everybody down on Earth. Especially that asshole from the apartment next door. I wonder if she really lives there. If my apartment is even there. Is there anything for me to come back to? I hope there is. Even if it means having to put up with that evil woman. Funny how perspective changes. I'll do my best to get you out of this safely. Thank you. And good luck with everything. So, wish me luck.
Yeah, good luck. And thanks for looking out for me. Shame we didn't get more time with each other.
Are you serious? Because I got the impression we had a lot of quality time together.
You mean I was a pain in the ass? At least you got to know your messy side. Glad you call it quality time. Anyways, later, man. Use that good fortune of yours to get us out of here in one piece.
Time to get comfortable in the sarcophagus. Yes, it's a shame we're leaving. I feel there's more I could have discovered. You'll have a lot to do on Earth. Maybe, but it might be hard to do in hiding. Without any identity. Something tells me I'm going to look back on this and think of it as the best time of my life. See you on the other side, Jan.
Jan, how are preparations? Is everything ready?
I'm ready.
And your altars? Are they well hidden?
Can I be sure you'll keep your part of the deal? I've talked to Lucas about your experiments. He got all sweaty. You haven't told me everything, have you?
No escaping my mistakes, it seems. Yes, I admit, unfortunate things happened. Very unfortunate. And I regret them deeply. I didn't want anyone to suffer. But it happened. I can't turn back the clock. All I can do, all we can do, is make sure this tragedy doesn't go to waste. We're so close to changing everything for the better. You can't let me down now.
You? What about my altars?
Your altars? I know you've grown close, but you need to think rationally. You know you can't give them a normal life on Earth. You'll never be able to do that. What you can do is make their existence really matter. Not just for you personally, but for a much bigger purpose. That's something we can only do together, you and me. Please, just think about it. Don't let emotions get the better of you.
No. I can't agree with that. They're thinking, feeling individuals, not byproducts we can reutilize.
Is that what you thought when you were creating them? Or is it just something you want to believe so you can feel better about yourself? Deep down, you know what's the most reasonable thing to do. And safest for you.
For me?
Yes. You are aware that if we don't follow this through as planned, I will have to disclose everything to the corporation?
What? No, why?
Because it would be the truth. About you. Using my knowledge against my intentions? Taking advantage of my trust to break the law and do something inexplicable? For purely selfish reasons. You'd spend a lifetime in jail, be stigmatized by society, and as for your alters, well, like I said, they have no future anyway.
They'll never cooperate with you.
Well, they don't have to know. Whatever promises you made to them, remember, Jan, they are merely quantum simulations of your mind draped in mortal human flesh. You owe them nothing. So I advise you to think this through very carefully. One false move, and you can destroy everything you've struggled for. Or you can come back safely and live your life as you want, a free man. All you need to do is simply smuggle your alters on board the ship as you were told to, and nothing else. Don't overthink it. Do the right thing.
So, this is it. Thanks for saving my life, and being a home for me, for us.
This is the Allied Corp Rescue Squadron at your service, sir.
Hello. You made it.
We made it. Hear that, guys? Praising us for getting here on time. You made it, Dolsky. And we couldn't believe the brief when we read it. How are you feeling, big guy?
What can I tell you? I'm running on empty.
No wonder, buddy. It's a miracle you're still alive. Operating that base, getting it to the other side of the planet, collecting Repedium, all on your freaking own. Yet we've been having heated debates about how you managed it.
I'll tell you more when we land. We'll have a lot of time to talk, right?
Yeah, brace yourself. You better prepare to be the talk of the town. Anyway, you must be beaten. Get that ready ass of yours on the ship while we run a final checkup on that CP unit. All right, boys and girls. Let's go retrieve some Allied Corp assets. Okay, let's get that Repedium loaded first.
On it, sir. Scanning for contamination. Hey, there's something strange about this one. It's heavier. And the bioscanner readings.
Contamination?
I don't know. Organic traces.
Dolsky, did you have a cat that climbed into a Repedium arc or anything?
What are you talking about? That's impossible.
Well, we got something in here. Any explanation you can give me?
Sorry, but no idea.
Seriously? The readings show that there's signs of life inside this crate. And it's considerably heavier than the other ones. We can't just ignore it. You might be a hero, Dolsky, but you need to cooperate.
I don't think I have to explain myself to you. I've done my job, Commander. Now it's time you do yours. If there is anything wrong with that Ark, I'm sure Allied Corp experts on the ground can take care of it. But everything I've collected must be brought back to Earth.
Okay, Dolsky. You win.
What do we do with the readings, sir? You want me to report them?
We'll do that once we're airborne. Just make sure those containers are sealed tight. You'll get a proper checkup when we land. We gotta clear the base and get out of here. On the double now.
There's nothing.
That's a lot of personal stuff for one guy. Okay, can we focus on more important assets to Oblowski's arrested? We ain't got all day. Yes, sir. Head into the research lab and we should be done.
You set up the research lab, huh? What a guy.
Come on.
Quantum core secured. All good on our side too.
Come on.
All right, let's get the hell out of here before we get fried.
Oh, please. Hurry up. Thank you.
How did I end up here? Was this path just a random sequence of events? Now I know that there's always another way. I've made my choices. Wherever I go, they will be a part of me.
Now on to unrest in the capital. Expect roadblocks after another street battle broke out over a warehouse of food supplies. It was the third incident of this kind in the last month, with a total number of casualties estimated to exceed 200. In reaction to the escalation of violence, activists from People Against Hunger have been protesting on the streets, urging governments and subsidized corporations to speed up investments in developing rubidium-grown crops. But ever since AlliCorp announced the success of its rubidium mining mission, predicting a breakthrough in agriculture and biotechnology, not all experts have been optimistic about how big the impact of those developments could really be.
We don't know how much rubidium they really brought to Earth, but what we do know is that a long time might pass before they manage to bring back more. So, maybe instead of raising people's hopes and boosting share prices, what they should be investing in is securing reliable and abundant sources of rubidium in space.
More on that subject in our business segment right after the break.
Hello?
Hey, Jan, it's Sarah. Ready for court? The driver's on his way.
I've been stuck in this apartment for months. I'm excited to go anywhere. Even if it is my own trial.
Right. Just stick to the version we discussed, okay?
That version in which I'm just a clueless builder.
Correct. As expected, Maxwell is trying to pin it all on you. Hijacking the ship, conducting those branching experiments without informing him. We have to convince the court that it was exactly the other way around, that he made you do all those things. Are you ready to do that?
Of course. I was just doing as I was told.
Good. We have to use the conflict between him and Allied Corp to our advantage.
And the corporation is still on my side.
They'll never admit that they lost control of your mission.
So the strategy to put the blame on Maxwell...
Is consulted with them, yes.
Sounds like a smart plan.
It's what you hired me for. Keep Allied Corp happy and they will have no interest in complicating your trial. They got Rapidium, and they don't want anyone questioning the methods that were used to get it.
So... if I want to play along...
You need to make Maxwell look like a madman.
Maybe that's all he ever was. Okay. So, how did the morning hearings go?
Your mission controller testified, Lucas Pena. Not a good one for us, I'm afraid. He defended Maxwell and said that if it weren't for him, you'd never survive and bring back the Rapidium. He undermined your integrity, claiming that instead of having the success of the mission at heart, you were, quote-unquote, focusing on your own interests.
Maybe he has a point. Maybe I could have made a bigger effort.
We're gonna need to deflect that one somehow.
So we're not talking full acquittal anymore.
Look, like I said, the corporation wants to keep your trial low-key. Play the dummy convincingly, and their lawyers promised me they'll find something to make Pena look bad.
What? No, Lucas is a good guy. Whatever he said about me, he doesn't deserve to be punished for what happened up there.
Please, Jan. We should really focus on you right now.
Anything else I should know?
I reached out to your ex-wife. She agreed to testify in your favor, and against Maxwell.
Really? That's great news.
Yes, being backed by the new head of Rapidium Technologies will definitely score you some points.
Sure, whatever. Can we move on?
Let's practice your testimony.
Yeah, no need to do that. My driver just arrived. I should go now.
The driver can wait. Are you absolutely sure you've got this? Your future depends on it.
I know. Don't worry. I'm ready to face it.
growing up apart, we shared surprisingly common ground, feeling nothing more than regret. Till the coin got flipped around.
Things never said in quantum state now won't remain unspoken. The clock is unwound, the choice is unsound, could now reopen.